2015 Carolina Panthers can be measured in many ways. A perfect 9-0 record, a stifling defense, a quarterback who plays like Superman when it matters most. But if you really want to sum this team up, you start with one sacred ritual, the pounding of a drum.
Keep pounding, let's go. Keep pounding on it, man. Keep pounding on it, don't stop.
You have a mantra here, keep pounding, and you beat a drum before every game. Why is that significant?
You know, it goes back to when Sam Mills Sr. played for this team and then became a coach. And then Sam found out he had cancer and was dying. But he gave a speech about keep pounding. And it's taken a life of its own.
No matter the situation, no matter where you are, no matter the score, no matter who's in the game.
It might not always be the most efficient, it might not always be the prettiest, but we're gonna find a way.
Whatever it is, just push through the mud and the dirt and just keep pounding, man.
On November 30th, 2014, the Panthers had suffered their 6th consecutive loss. Since then, they've ripped off 12 consecutive regular season wins, all despite a car accident that fractured Cam Newton's back, a fire that burned down part of Ron Rivera's house, an assortment of injuries, and one well-documented fight.
From the outside looking in, you see the scuffle, but I see guys that's challenging each other. I see guys that's getting better.
Would you be where you are without everything that you've gone through, all this adversity?
I think it's helped us. Since Coach has been here, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened. Maybe not everything was planned or is not how we wanted it to go, but you learn from things along the way.
I lost my brother, too, in July, just before we started training camp. And I was leaving. I talked to the captains. Captain said, Coach, we got this. We'll be there. And that was crazy because just the confidence in which they said they had it.
It was probably good for him to hear, but I think it was good for our team to say, hey, Coach is away. We need to have other voices. We need to have other people kind of rally the team. And
we're going to fight and we're going to play as hard as we possibly can for you. And that's what we've been doing all season long.
We're resilient, man. When you come to play us, you're going to have to respect us.
The Panthers' maturation was never more apparent than in a 27-23 win at Seattle. Down by 9 points in the fourth quarter, Carolina rallied for the win against the defending NFC champions.
He's hit. He's still on his feet, and now he goes down.
We were in a tough spot there. We were in a hostile place on the road. We were down 2 scores.
And I turned back to the guys, hey, guys, let's just keep pounding. Let's just keep pounding. Let's just keep at it.
And it was always in the back of guys' minds throughout the whole game, whether we were up or down, especially in that fourth quarter. You could almost kind of feel it. And it was just a radiating feeling, I think, that guys had that, we got to keep playing, keep pounding, keep pounding.
The adrenaline of that just rose and it rose and it rose and it got to the point where it ended up breaking.
Cam Newton throws the pass, Olsen end zone, caught, touchdown! Just incredible play!
Of all the ingredients that make up the 2015 Carolina Panthers, perhaps the most important is their willingness to believe, to battle, and above all else, keep pounding.
Just so guys will never forget and never take it for granted what we're playing for is stitched in here. So every time you put this jersey on, it's a constant reminder.
And what's happening, Panther fan? What is going on? It's your boy Bigg Q. This is the Black and Blue podcast, man. You know what? The first thing I want to do, man, I want to give you guys mad props for last week, man. I hadn't done the show. Since week 2. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know if I got to go back and check. I don't even know if I did it going into the season. I'm not 100% sure. I just know I did a bunch of stuff in the off season and then some things going to preseason. And then, the Panthers kept winning and kept winning and kept winning. And I just oh my God, I just kind of forgot all about the Black and Blue podcast. And then I did, like I said, JB, my brother JB, he hit me up. He was like, yo, people want to see the Black and Blue podcast. Do the Black and Blue podcast. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. But man, y'all turned out last week to show. It was a bunch of y'all watched it. A bunch of y'all watched it live. A bunch of y'all watched it after the fact. Y'all shared it. Y'all liked it. I think, it ended up getting 17, 20 something likes, man. We're going to shoot for 25 or 30 this week because I got a good show for y'all tonight. Tonight's show is going to be kind of dope. Everybody know what went down with the whole, everything that the media have been talking about all season. The media have been talking about Cam. Everybody talking about Cam's dancing, and everybody know about the letter that the mom from Tennessee sent out to the Panthers organization. Well, actually, I think they had it in the Charlotte Observer. I think that's what I remember seeing where it came from, the Charlotte Observer. But you know what? It's funny. And, at first I was like, I'm not going to do a show about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because it's stupid, honestly. You know what I mean? But the more stuff that I read and the more videos I watched and the more I heard people talk, the more I say, you know what? I gotta give my take on this because it just wouldn't be right if I didn't give my take on it. We're gonna do that later, you know what I'm saying? We're definitely gonna do that. But man, I'm saying again, I wanna give a shout out to everybody though who tuned in last week, who came through for your boy, who support the Black and Blue podcast, who support the TeamBoydTV as a whole, because I know there's a lot of people who watch this particular program who are not Panthers fans. And listen, we still appreciate it. I definitely appreciate anybody who come through and take part in what we're doing here, man. And I definitely think it's dope. The other thing is, man, listen. We still got the YouTube fan funding still popping off. So, you click the little button. It's somewhere in the top right-hand corner of the screen, man. The little cards pop out. You can, show your love for TeamBoydTV. You can donate a little something. Do whatever you need to do. Also, we have the Patreon link, which you guys can see right there up in the top right-hand corner of the screen. It's right there, too, a Patreon link. It's patreon.com/TeamBoydTV. You know what I'm saying? You go over there and become a patron, man. Show your support for the show. Anyway, coming off. You know what? I'm going to say this about the Tennessee game. I'm going to say it. Listen, it was weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I really expected the Tennessee game to go the way it went. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I really expected that. Tennessee's defense came to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had like a little, like I said this on Twitter. I said, look, I respect the little pass rush they got. They were getting the Cam. You know what I'm saying? So, look, and if you can get the Cam, I'm going to respect you. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, that was crazy. I was like, man, I forget how many times they sacked Cam. I think they got him like three or four times. It was crazy. It wasn't really used to seeing it go down like that. But them boys definitely came to play. And it was good. I mean, it was a really good game. Carolina was still facing the same issues that we faced in a lot of these games so far, and and that's our letting people back in the door. You know what I mean? Like, once we shut that thing, we need to keep it locked. You know what I'm saying? We need to keep it locked. But for some kind of way, we let people back in it, and it's crazy, man. Like, I don't know, it's something that we probably don't have to address sooner or later. You know what I mean? And that kind of thing. So checking it out, trying to see like, hey, like how many games are we gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's a little bit frustrating. I will admit it's a little bit frustrating. Just to kind of see like you jump out, and then you think you got the game in the hand, and then people get back in the game. It's crazy. So I don't know. It's one of them things like I have a hard time like getting past that. But you know what? At the end of the day, we still win the games. We still, walk out of the stadium victorious. It's always a beautiful thing as long as you get the W, right? As long as you get the W, that's all people really, really, really super concerned about. And we still undefeated. We still, 9-0. Ain't nobody been able to take us out. Yeah, and it's funny. And I don't know if Carolina was really expecting that. He was, I don't know how many yards he finished with, but he had to have at least like 50 or maybe 60 because he was getting it. You know what I mean? I don't even know. But it was the Tennessee Titans pass rush and Mariota throwing the ball around. Things that, I don't know. The teams that we face so far, you would think that we would have been ready for something like that. Facing a team like Green Bay, who likes to throw the ball, facing a team like Indianapolis, like to throw the ball. Things like I don't know. It's weird. Just kind of see the way it actually eventually ended up turning out. It was a strange thing to watch, but like I said, I definitely enjoyed it because going into the game, I thought, hey, Man, I don't know. I feel wherever they play at, and they're just gonna have a time in there. It's gonna be all fun, and they're gonna be nothing. But Tennessee was like, nah, and I think I know why. Is because the Carolina Panthers are undefeated, and now they are one of only two. What is going on? Yeah, they're only like one of two undefeated teams that are left in the NFL, and it is that right there in itself is. People are going to be gunning for you. You know what I'm saying? People are going to be like trying to see what's up. You know what I mean? And that kind of thing. So I don't know. It's just, thinking being the hunted. We're not the hunted, man. Like, we've never been the hunted. We're the hunted now. I think Peanut Tillman was doing an interview, and he was talking about how we got a big old target on our back now, and and the teams are looking to beat us. Like for teams who ain't even thinking about going on and doing no damage or anything like that, they want to beat Carolina though. Everybody want to be the first team to take a shot and beat Carolina. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit of pressure there. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of pressure, but the boys having fun. They balling out of control. They having a good time, and at the end of the day, as long as they having fun, we gonna have fun, and it's a good thing. So I've been enjoying it, man. Been really enjoying. I'm seeing the maturation and the emergence of some of these players who now everybody seems to want to kind of talk about like people saying like Devin Funchess wasn't being he was supposed to be. They were saying things like all these things that everybody thought was going to be a detriment to our team, ended up kind of working out pretty good in the end. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of talk. It's a lot of undefeated talk. There's a lot of Super Bowl talk. I try not to trying to get too involved in all of that because it's one game at a time. Like Coach Rivera say, man, we got to think about the game that's next on the schedule. You can't really be thinking about down the road. I mean, we get there when we get there, but it's one game at a time. You deal with the team that you got on your schedule for that week, and then so on and so forth. That's the way it works. And I think that's kind of like been Carolina's formula for success. All in all, I did think that it was some things going on in the Tennessee game. And number one, I said earlier, I was surprised about. I kind of got caught off guard. It was some things I just did not expect to happen that happened, and I was like, oh, that's okay. All right, I see what's going on there. But like always, Carolina Panthers and the coaching staff, they adjusted. They was able to kind of, get the job done. And that's all at the end of the day. That's all that really, really, really matter is getting it done at the end of the day. And, props, except for like the one thing, but props for the most part to the Tennessee Titans. They showed up. They made it a game, because like I said, we didn't know, as Panther fans, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know if this was going to be an easy one, right? Because it had all the makings to be a blowout, right? It did. And a lot of people was like, oh, well, Tennessee went up in there and they did the damn thing over there. They going to upset y'all. Y'all looking past them, so on and so forth. And I think we got caught up in that a little bit. For a little bit, I think we kind of got caught up in that. But luckily they were able to kind of calm everybody down, get them back in the game. Laying Wood, good to have Shaq back in the lineup, man. That's what I'm talking about. Shaq Thompson, man. And Greg Olsen. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. We're gonna go in break, and then when we come back, let me see if I can, because I don't know exactly what's happening on this computer here. Let me see if I can get this thing together. Let me cut that off. Here we go. That's probably what was causing the problem. But when we come back, man, I'm gonna talk about the game a little bit more. Basically, talk about the players a little bit, and then I want to talk about the next matchup, and then we're gonna get into this Cam Newton dab on them folks thing. We're gonna get into that. Y'all stay with me, man. I'll be right back.
Yo, JB from TeamBoydTV, co-host of TeamBoydTV Live every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll be discussing updates, breakdowns, and just about everything NFL. Hosted by yours truly, Bigg Q, co-hosted by me, JB, and my boy Glass from Get With It Sports. If some reason you missed the show, still haven't had your fill, visit TeamBoydTV.com.
Regular season football is right around the corner, and with that comes the return of TeamBoydTV's flagship program, TeamBoydTV Game Time. Join Bigg Q and Vernie B live every Tuesday night during the regular season at 7:35 p.m. the premier online source for in-depth NFL news and analysis. Also covering every single game of the 2014 NFL season, where we give you weekly picks and contests and t-shirt giveaways. It all goes down Tuesday, September 2nd, 7:35 p.m. live. Join us as we go into our 4th season during TeamBoydTV Game Time. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Black and Blue Podcast. Again, I'm your boy, Bigg Q, TeamBoydTV. Hey, listen, man, I don't know about y'all. But when I was watching the game, right, I'm sitting here watching the game, and I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, is anybody gonna step up and guard Greg Olsen? Is anybody gonna guard this man? Like, you know, it was almost like they were scared of him or something. I think that Greg must have came to the game and forgot his deodorant or something. You know what I mean? Or maybe he had some Subway onions or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe his breath was a little tart. I don't know what was going on with Greg. Maybe somebody had been spreading rumors, you know, that he. I don't know, but nobody wanted to get close to this man, and I thought it was hilarious, to be honest with you. Like, I thought it was the most funny thing that I had saw during the course of the game. It was funny to me. Like, this dude, like, every time you turned around, he was wide open. Nobody was nowhere near him. It was crazy. But seeing a lot of these other people get their shots, man. We're trying to work in. They're working in Whitaker a little bit. I see him doing some work on the punt returns, kick returns. Again, still doing his thing both ways. Devin Funchess, I'm telling you, he's getting there. He is getting there. And, you know, I said this last week on the show that, Panther fan, y'all gave that dude a lot of drama in the beginning. In the beginning of the season, you know, look, he's a rookie, man. And everybody don't come into the league, you know, ready to go like that. Sometimes it take a little bit for them to kind of calm down and settle down and realize, hey, listen, this ain't the NCAA no more. This is the NFL. Things are a little bit different here. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit different here. But I think he's finally adjusting to the speed of the game. I think he's adjusting to being in the NFL, being in the league, adjusting to the speed and hits and all that. And because I'm pretty sure that a lot of his situation was him looking and trying to, like, anticipate the hit. A lot of times, to send him over across the middle or whatever, and he's dropping passes because taking his eye off the ball because he's trying to see where the defender is at and all this kind of stuff. I ain't making excuses for him. I'm not. It's just, I knew the dude was going to be good. I just, I was wanting y'all to calm down. I just wanted y'all to chill out about it because, y'all were ready to write Devin Funchess off. You know what I mean? Y'all ready to write Devin Funchess off. And then, I saw on Facebook, one of my homies, right? One of my homies on Facebook, he was like, after Ted Ginn, ran the kickback or whatever, it got called back because Joe Webb, illegal blocking the back, so on and so forth. So my man, on Facebook, Will Brandon, he was like, yo, you need to cut Joe Webb immediately. I'm like, y'all be ready to pull the trigger so fast. You know what I'm saying? The game is fast, man. Like, things happen. It's a lot on the line for these players, man. Like, they are undefeated for the first time. A lot of these players, I think everybody except for maybe the dude that came from New Orleans, what's his name? Roman Harper. Like, nobody knows what that feels like except him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the only one who's been in a situation where they've been, undefeated this late in the season and realizing how much pressure that is, like, to perform, to not make a mistake, to not be the one that causes your team to lose and lose the undefeated streak. It's a tough thing to kind of, like, to deal with. You got a young player like Devin Funchess, and you expecting him to kind of have enough, like, wherewithal to kind of understand and be cognitive of all these things that's going on. It takes some time, and it just so happened that the team is doing extremely well, and he just does not want to be that guy to cause the problem, right? So, but I see now he's getting over that. His confidence is coming back. I think I watched my man Pat Coltrane's video. He was talking about how Devin is getting growing in his confidence and being able to use his size and strength and wingspan and all that kind of stuff. And it's coming to him. You just give it time. I'm telling you, like, and really, the more I think about it, the more excited I get. I know we dealing with the 2015 season right now. But, man, if Devin continues to progress the way he is and KB come back and being the same animal that he was before he got injured, woo, oh, goodness gracious. Y'all think what the Carolina Panthers are doing right now is amazing. I'm just saying, I get giddy every time I think about it. I get a little goosebumps every time I even think about stuff like that. You know what I mean? But all in all, it's the same story with the Carolina Panthers every week. It's almost like a broken record for us. Like we keep on saying the same thing every week. The Panthers find a way to win. They're not intimidated by anybody. They understand that there is no giving up. Like they take this keep pounding thing very seriously, right? A lot of people laugh, but keep pounding, yeah, whatever. No, it's definitely a way of life, and that's how we get through these games. So you down 9 points against Seattle. You down a couple points. You up a bunch of points against Green Bay, and then you give up 17 unanswered points. You got to find a way to get that back. You got to figure a way to close this up and get up out of here with the W. And they do. You know what I mean? And you know what? I am proud of them dudes, man. I applaud them dudes. And I'm excited. I'm proud of my boys, man. They getting it done. But now we got to go against the Washington team, right? And the only reason I'm even slightly concerned about this team is I look at a couple of games that they've been in, like, they ain't really like dominating a whole lot of stuff, but I look at a couple of games they've been in, and they've been able to score a tremendous amount of points, right? And we kind of in that 27-point range. That's where we like to hang out at, right? That's usually enough to put our opponents away, because our defense is good enough to not allow them to be able to score more than that many points. It's only been like once or twice that I think we went over 27 points in the game this season, but Washington putting up 49, 47. Like, they've been putting up like 30 plus on people, and I'm a little bit concerned about that. K Francis, what's up, K Francis? It's been a long time, man. I ain't seen you in a while. That's my man, though. K Franchise is in the building. Dab on him. Let Cam do his thing. Hey, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about that. But right now we're talking about the Washington professional football team that's coming in here. Are they coming here? Yeah, I think they're coming here. And yeah, so, Kirk Cousins doing his thing, you know what I mean? You like that, all that good stuff. And, they putting up some crazy points. Now, albeit, some of the people they played against, ain't really been, that type of caliber team. But it's crazy, though, just to think about the Washington team putting up that amount of points, being able to do it, at that level and not have more wins than they already have. But it's crazy to think about it. They completely moved on from the RG3 stuff. They team will hurt somebody right now. I'm more concerned about Washington coming in here than I was about even like somebody like Green Bay or Indy. I'm a little bit more concerned because these guys are like the NFL hitmen. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are like on payroll for somebody. Like, this team will put somebody in a sling. I've seen it happen a couple times this season. So I have a little bit of pause to be able to say, listen, I'm a little bit concerned. We have to watch ourselves in this particular situation, because you know what to expect from a team like Tennessee. Well, Tennessee kind of crept up on us too. But I'm just saying, but you know what to expect from Green Bay. You know what to expect from Indianapolis. You know what to expect from Seattle. You know what to expect from Philadelphia. You know what to expect from these teams like that. But then when you got people like Tennessee coming in here, I mean, you fighting, against Tennessee. You got Washington. You got teams like that. You really don't know what's up. You know what I mean? You got to really be studying some film and studying tape, because I don't know how they was able to pull off the things that they pulled off and being able to score that many points this season, but they've been doing it, and it concerns me. Now, what makes me happy, right? What makes me happy about this matchup is that, they okay run, like they hit or miss when they run the ball. Like, some days they run the ball really good, some days they can't do nothing on the ground. But man, their passing game has been pretty good, with a bunch of like people who ain't really household names, like except for like Pierre Garçon. But the thing is, they like to throw the ball. Kirk Cousins like to sling the rock, and I like that kind of stuff. Because I like my Carolina secondary. I like what my secondary likes to do out there when people like to throw the ball at them. So that I like. I'm looking forward to that. Right. I'm looking forward to seeing how, because you know what, I believe in the Carolina Panthers secondary. I do. I feel real good about them. I think they're really one of the elite groups in the NFL this season. I ain't gonna say of all time, I'm saying this season, and they playing well. So whenever they have a challenge like this, I'm always excited about it, because it just gives more people more chance to see them and more chances to really start to believe that they are as good as we think they are. You know what I'm saying? Because we know they're pretty good, but most people kind of don't really be looking at it like that. But all in all, this one is, look, I'm telling you, Panther fan, I wouldn't go out here and be running my mouth a lot this week. I would kind of I wouldn't be trying to punk, watching the fans and nothing like that, because they gonna bring it right when we play them. They want to be the ones to do it, and they are known for knocking off hot teams. They'll face a team that's kind of hot. They'll slow them down. Now I ain't saying that I want to bow down to them. I'm just saying I want people to understand that this ain't gonna be no walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? This ain't gonna be no walk in the park. Washington is gonna bring everything that they got, and they gonna want to see what we got. You know what I mean? And they want to be, like I said, we're marked men. We're walking around here, having a good time like it's all gravy. But on Sunday, man, you still got to play these games, and and we ain't been blowing people out. Let's just keep it real. Like, we've been enjoying and having fun with this whole undefeated thing, and we've been having a real good time with it. But we have not been blowing people out. We have not really asserted a great deal of dominance in the NFL at this point. So I got pause to be concerned. Again, I do. I have a little bit of pause to be a little bit concerned with these last couple games, right? At least until, like, if we can manage to get by these next couple weeks until we get into December, until we get to New York and Atlanta, then I can, I would probably, feel I can breathe a little bit easier, because like right now, it's a weird feeling, because I'm happy and I'm like enjoying the fact that we won so many games and the team is playing so well. But I'm also like super nervous every time I watch the game. Every time I watch the games, I'm like, no, man, I don't want to lose this one. This is not when I want to, and I'm like that every game. But this one is a little bit different because the loss would mean a little bit more. Andy Dalton and his squad last night, they had to face that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? The New England Patriots was this close. I had money that the Giants was going to pull that out. And I mean, and you can look at it how you want to, refs, bad calls, bad clock management on the Giants, whatever. But New England, though, they had to be feeling some type of way. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. They had to be feeling some type of way. I don't know. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, I do believe we can get it done. I think our defense is good enough to. I don't see them scoring that many points on us. I was teasing some New Orleans Saints fans over the weekend because they let teams put up 40-something points on them for a couple different games. They got a lot of points scored on them like that. And obviously their defense is garbage. But at the same time, I would feel really crazy if a team did that to us, right? Because we just ain't a team that's known for letting people come in and score at will like that. That's just not what the Carolina Panthers are made of. That's not what we do. You ain't gonna just roll up and you think you're gonna just score a crazy amount of points. Like, no, not against Carolina. You got to find a different way to do it, because that ain't the way it's gonna work. So at the end of the day, I have confidence that my team can get it done. Is this the 27-point mark? We got to do something about that. So it's two things I'm mainly concerned about. Can we score enough points? Number one, right? Because I would love to see the Carolina Panthers. The Sage of Sports. What's going on, Glass? He say, what up, homie? I'm checking you out live. Black and Blue Pocket. Thank you, bro. Look, I know you got my back. I know you got my back. That's my man. Glass from Get With It Sports. That's my dude right there. But yeah, so and I'm concerned about the 27-point situation there, because we like the end the game at 27, 28 points. Like, that's where we kind of like cap out at, or whatever the case may be. I don't think we're gonna be able to do that this time. I think we're gonna have to score more than 27 points. But because of the second thing that I'm concerned about, this whole not being able to shut the game down when you got a 17-point lead. Look, this team in particular, no, we can't. You can't do that. You can't. That is something that is going to have to be like, no, like, and I'm pretty sure that's something that the team has been talking about over the last couple of weeks. I haven't really seen them get that much better at it. You know what I mean? And just keeping it real about the whole situation. that concerns me, especially in this game where we know this team can put up a lot of points. And then if we give up, if we blow a 17-point lead against a team like this, it's going to be hard to get it back. Because we ain't dealing with like a Green Bay team that's not that's without their star wide receiver. We're not dealing with an Indianapolis team whose quarterback is just going through a stretch where he's playing really, really badly. That kind of thing. We dealing with a team that's playing well right now. I got to keep it gangster. I got to keep it all the way gangster. Third quarter, if you up by 2 or 3 scores, we need to finish up by 2 or 3 scores. You ain't the whole field goal stuff, threatening to go into overtime, all that. No, we not this week. We can't do it this week. Not this week. We got to put these boys away and got to put them away quick. So that's what I think about the upcoming game, right? That's the way I feel about it. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be good. And, and this right here will let me know. You know what? I do feel like, looking at the rest of the schedule, the Carolina kind of got it a little easy, but not as easy as, say, somebody like, the New England Patriots or somebody. So the schedule is lighter than it was in the beginning of the season, but not as light as I would like it to be. We got, 3 or 4 divisional games kind of bunched together down there. So it's gonna be tough, right? It ain't over yet, man. We still got a ways to go before we can start like relaxing a little bit. We need to secure this number 1 seed and that. So that's my concern. That's what I want to do. I want to secure this number 1 seed. So that's the number 1 thing, right? Once that's secured, I don't care if Rivera decides to rest people. You know what I'm saying? If you want to pull starters or whatever, I ain't really. I guess I guess I can think about that like when we get to that point. You know what I'm saying? But like right now we're not at that point. So I ain't gonna really think of it because some people be like, no, don't rest your starters, man, because you throw the rhythm of the game. I ain't ready to talk about that just yet. I ain't ready to talk about that like right now. It's right now we just need to get through these games, man. We need to. Our goal should be securing that number 1 seed, and I think we need a couple more weeks to figure that out. So we just need to keep on pounding, keep on pushing, keep on doing what we do, keep on winning the games how we win them at all costs. It doesn't matter. Let's get it done, right? So listen, I know what y'all came here for, right? I know what y'all came here for. Y'all want to see what I think about this whole Cam dancing in the end zone, situation and how it done escalated into like a media frenzy or whatever. But we gonna get into that, right? Because I know that's what y'all wanted. That's what y'all really wanted to see. So we're gonna take our last and final break. And then we're gonna talk about it because that's what we do. Y'all stay with me. I'll be right back.
Hey sports fans, this is Get With It Sports, here to announce a new project that's in the making. A bunch of up and coming and popular sports video makers here on YouTube decided to get together and take sports talk to another level. The name of this group, Prime Sports Talk Coalition. This group consists of Get With It Sports, TeamBoydTV, Wake Up Is Football, Idiot Sports Talk, and 3-Point Conversion. Expect great conversations on current sports topics and the type of debate you're looking for. No holds barred with a friendly banter. So stay tuned to these channels to see Prime Sports Talk Coalition in full effect. Check us out and enjoy. Peace.
Get social with Team.
I want everybody in here to do their dab right now. You ready? Dab with that like, oh! Damn, hold up, woo, damn, woo, hold up, damn, ha, woo, damn, ha, hold up, blah, hold up, woo, damn, woo, hold up, damn, blah, hold up.
I don't know. I heard somebody say, we're not going to allow you to do that. But I'm a firm believer. If you don't like me to do it, then don't let me in. I just like doing it, man. It's not, to be boastful. And from the crowd's response, they like seeing it. Tell me what to do. Dab on them folks. So I try to dab on them folks in that tone too. Dab on them folks. He only like 16, but he got an Adam's apple out this world.
Yo, man, you know that's why you know what that's why I mess with Cam. That's why I mess with Cam. Look, that is why I mess with Cam. That's why, right? Like, cause you know, he was like, yo, you know, when you say it, you gotta say it in that tone. You gotta dab on them folk. You know, like, you can't say it like that. You gotta say it like this, dab on them folk. It was amazing. You know, but anyway, the story is this, right? The story is this. Y'all saw the video. Cam Newton scores the 1 yard touchdown run. He stretched the ball over the field. You know, got the thing. He started dancing. He dabbing on them folk, and you know, he hitting them and all that kind of stuff. And it's gravy, right? But what's really going on is that one of the Tennessee Titans defenders, I can't remember what his name was, he got a little bit upset about the whole entire thing. He didn't like it. He was trying to get at Cam. I think he really wanted to put hands on Cam. I really think that he wanted to kind of knock Cam's lights out. He wasn't feeling that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't feeling, you know, and it's weird because after Cam did the little initial dance and he saw the dude got upset about it, Cam got in his face and he did it again. This guy was livid. I gotta figure out who he was, but he was like, I'm talking about upset. He was pissed, you know. And I'm telling you, if he hadn't got his hands on Cam, I'm telling you what he would have done. Because he was very upset. He was like visibly upset. Now, what ended up happening because of this, right? We get into this firestorm in the media where everybody has something to say about it, whether negative or positive. You know, everybody has something to say. And then, after all of that, right? After all of that, this mom in Tennessee, she writes a letter to the Charlotte Observer, right, talking about how she took her 9-year-old daughter to a Tennessee Titans game for the first time in her daughter's life. They were, you know, going out to have a little family time and, you know, enjoy a nice National Football League game. And, you know, they were highly offended by Cam's acts and the dances and stuff he was doing. Now, before the game was over, I remember being on Twitter, like while I was watching the game during the time when this whole situation happened. People on Twitter were saying, well, Cam is a thug, and this is why, like, you know, Negroes ain't never gonna do this, that, and the third. And it spiraled into this weird thing, right? I don't like. First of all, I don't know if I completely understand why people are so upset with Cam Newton, the football player. Like, is it Cam Newton, the football player, y'all upset with, or is it Cam Newton, the man, y'all upset? I don't know, because it doesn't matter what this guy does, right? I remember last season or the season before, he would put the towel on his head, the team wasn't playing that well. He felt like he was the only one on the team that was actually doing anything. Whatever the case may be, you know, he was being a little immature, whatever you want to call it, right? And everybody had something to say about that. You know, Cam Newton is used to winning everything in his career. He's never been in a situation where he loses. He doesn't know how to you know, take and how to act. And then he gets better. He matures. He becomes a leader of the team. You know, he understands now the meaning of teamwork and that he can't do everything on his own, right? Because, you know, maybe he felt like he had to do everything on his own and didn't realize that he was actually could use the people on his team to help him out. I don't know what the situation was. Like, I don't know what was going on through that man's mind. All I know is this. I saw him go from that Cam Newton with a towel over his head, being upset about life in general and, you know, how his team was performing and, you know, losing games. And, you know, and I watched him and I was like, wow, he is really not having a good time right now, right? You know, we got drafted to the worst team in the NFL. You know, and the next thing you know, he out here balling, breaking records and, you know, setting records and just going nuts and being Cam Newton, and they still losing. You know, they losing all these games, right? But meanwhile, he's collecting all these accolades. He's, you know, so he had a right to kind of feel a certain type of way, and I understand where it's coming from. But you're a professional, so and so listen. That's what the conversation was like. You know, Cam, you're a professional. You know, you can't be doing this. You acting like a little kid. Blah blah blah. So and then, you know, after that, you go into, you know, next season or whatever, or you know, a couple seasons later, and, you know, the little bit of weapons that he had, they shipped them all away. You know, he was left with nobody, right? You know, and I'm like, how's this man supposed to feel? You know what I mean? Like, you know, you bring him into a bad situation. You ain't really doing a whole lot to make it better. Well, at least not immediately. Like, you know, there were certain things going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, Luke Kuechly was joining the team, and then Star Latulilae was joining the team, and then, you know, we was getting a lot of people joining the team, and you had some veterans who maybe during that time they wasn't fully stepped up like they should have been, like, you know, your Charles Johnsons and your Thomas Davis seniors and all of them, you know, because during this time when they were doing all this losing, We didn't hear people talk about them the way we're here talking about them right now. I'm just throwing it out there, right? So there's a lot of different things going on. But now, this started last season, actually. So this started, at the tail end of last season. Cam found himself. He finally found his place on the team, or whatever the case may be. Maybe he got some an endorsement from the general manager and from the coach. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but all I know is he came out this season a brand new man, right? And and it was a couple things I want to point out about Cam Newton's play and his performance this season. Now y'all follow me, okay? Here we go. Number one, the above everything else that's going on right now. Yes, the team is winning. The defense is playing lights out football. Cam got some receivers that he can trust a little bit. So things are kind of going okay, right? But the main thing is, above everything else that's going on with the team right now, Cam Newton is having a blast right now. He is having a really good time playing football right now. Like I'm pretty sure he feels like, he playing like in high school or something. You know what I mean? Like that's probably the feeling that he got right now. You know what I'm saying? So I see him, he always smiling. I saw the steal shot of him diving over the goal line in one of these, short yardage runs for the touchdown. And, in the steal shot, you can see this man got a gigantic grin on his face or whatever the case may be. And I can point out other situations, like in the Eagles game when he was trying to draw the Eagles off sides or whatever, and he took the little flop or whatever, got up laughing about it, having a blast doing it, right? And, and the thing that kind of, is about this whole thing that kind of makes me, a little bit irritated is that y'all had a lot to say about Cam Newton when he wasn't winning and he was, sulking or burying his hand under a towel or whatever the case may be. Now he's having fun and he's dancing and he's playing well and he's winning. At the end of the day, you're winning, and y'all still got something to say. The other thing is that I noticed is that when I talked about this in the show last week, he's having fun, and that's the big thing. The other thing is his maturation and leadership on the field. I'm pretty sure in the locker room too. I'm not sure, but you can see it on the field, right? You can see it, and you can see that no matter what he does out there, as long as it's not completely over the top. And when we talk about over the top of Cam Newton, it has to be completely over the top, right? They're gonna follow him and they're gonna back him and they're gonna do whatever. Case in point. The sign gate situation, the banner gate situation that happened. All the players go on Twitter and saying, oh well, I guess I should have told everybody that that I had Cam take that sign. Everybody was kind of stepping up, to take the blame. And I thought it was hilarious. And it was just trolling, but it was funny, right? But it just lets you know that they're gonna follow this man into anything. They're gonna go to war with him, right? He is the true leader, of the team. It's clear. Everybody can see it, right? And if you can't see it, then you ain't watching the games right. You ain't paying close enough attention. And you're trying to find something negative to hang on Cam Newton when it ain't really nothing negative to hang on the guy, right? So those are the two things, right, to me that kind of tell this whole entire story, right? He's having fun while playing the game. He trusts the people that he's playing with, and the ones that are coaching and the coaching staff, the other players on the team, the defense. He feels good about everything, right? And then of course he's the bona fide leader of this team, and he commands the whole entire thing, and so. You can't. The dude feel like if you feel like he's bulletproof right now, I'm gonna tell you, I can't blame him. I really can't. I can't blame him at all. You know what I mean? So, but then when people want to bring race into it, and he acting like a jackass Negro, and these things hurt a little bit because they don't got nothing to do with what's really going on, right? They're just people being stupid and wanting to just like kind of bring like. First of all, Panther fan, let me say something. I don't know if you guys know the magnitude of what's really going on right now. I don't know if you guys realize how much hatred is being directed toward the Carolina Panthers football organization right now. I don't know if you know, because if you go on social media and you go on the internet and you check the blog sites and stuff, man, people are not happy with this situation. And I don't know why, right? Maybe because they Golden Boys ain't in the spotlight. Even though Tom Brady and the New England Patriots are doing super well. They still, everybody still got them as being the best team in the NFL, even though Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers matched them, pretty much in the win-loss column. I guess some other things going on that, may grant them, a little bit of amnesty to be a better team than us. Like if you look at the measurables, right? But me, I'm all about intangibles. I'm all about the things that you can't measure. I'm all about the things that don't show up in the stat sheet. So in my opinion, maybe I'm biased as my Panthers fans. I don't know. Maybe I am. But I think we're a better quote unquote team than the New England Patriots. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, even though the Patriots are doing as well as they're doing, they're not getting the same kind of spotlight as the Carolina Panthers, right? They're doing everything in their power. They are damn near perfect in every way, according to the media, right? They can't do no wrong, but nobody's talking about that, right? They're just like, oh, well, the Patriots won again. But anyway, in Carolina, Cam Newton is being lambasted for dancing in the end zone. You know what I mean? Like, it always goes back to what the Carolina Panthers are doing, what's going on in Charlotte, what's happening over here, and and all the Golden Boys, your Ben Roethlisbergers, your Aaron Rodgers, the ultimate Golden Boy, what's his name for Indianapolis, and these dudes are not in the spotlight. The spotlight is on Cam Newton and Josh Norman, Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly. The spotlight is on the bad boys, the bad guys, right? We're the bad guys, right? You know what I mean? And it's cool. I'm ready to handle that. You know what I mean? Let me go to the comment section real quick. Get what the sport says. Cam already know he got haters. He needs to stop doing what he do. Now listen. Now this is also, I wanted to say this, right? Because I wanted to make sure that I got this point across too, right? Because even though as a Panther fan, all this is fun, right? I ain't gonna lie. I feel like the whole the dancing quarterback stuff. As a fan, I like it, man. It's the equivalent of how Heat fans used to get all excited when LeBron James used to come and grab that powder and do all that stuff at the beginning of the game. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's one of them things that becomes a signature for a player, and it's exciting for the fans who like that kind of stuff. And I'm one of those guys, right? I like it. Does he have to do it every time, all the time? Man, I don't know. You know what? But Panther fans love it, right? And I think he said it in the interview in the post-game conference. He was like, the fans like it. And if the fans like it, I'm going to give the fans what they want, right? So can you imagine a Sunday? Can you imagine a Sunday when the Carolina Panthers are playing? They whooping up on some unexpected fool team who don't see it coming. And Cam is, doing the Barry Sanders. Every time he score, he just hands the ball to the referee. Like, honestly, I would feel like something is missing. I would feel like my Sunday got taken from me. I would feel like I was robbed of my joy of watching my Carolina Panthers play, right? Because that element would be missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Now to everybody else in the NFL, maybe it's getting a little old to them. Maybe it's like a little tired. Maybe they feel like we can do without, or whatever the case may be. And everybody, I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But all I can say is this: if it was your quarterback doing it, you wouldn't be saying what you're saying. That's all I'm saying. But on the other side of things, though, one thing kind of jumped out at me that I just thought about it. I was talking to Ronnie about it. I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, listen, the only thing I would say that I had a little bit of concern about, right? If Cam, if you're gonna do this, if this is who you're gonna be, and if it's the character that you want to portray to the media and to the world, you got to be consistent about it, okay? So a couple weeks ago, if y'all remember Bannergate, y'all remember this, right? Dude came into Bank of America Stadium. Clearly, he was a Green Bay Packers fan, right? He hung a banner. Cam saw it, didn't like it, snatched it down, then proceeded to go to a press conference talking about, this is Bank of America, this is my house, we got to protect this house, you don't sell Whoppers at a Big Mac or at McDonald's, you know what I mean? Like, so y'all all remember that, right? This was just a couple weeks ago, right? Or was it last week? It was very, very recent, right, when this happened. Then he proceeds to go into somebody else's stadium and act a complete fool. So so this is the issue that I have as a fan. Like, I'm cool with him dancing. I'm cool with him, as long as it don't get into the point where it's taunting. Because I think this week, the second part of the dance was a little bit of a taunt, and then it gets a little muddy, right? But the first down celebration, I'm all about it. Doing the whole super cam, situation, after he scored a touchdown. I'm all about it. Even if we throw a little wrinkle in there and you do another little dance, if you whip or nay it a little bit and then do this, hey, look, it's all gravy. But don't sit up there and tell me, as a Panthers fan, how much you love the Panthers and you're going to let nobody come in there and disrespect your house, and then you're going to turn around and go and disrespect somebody else's house. That I do have a little bit of an issue with, and I will say that. And I know Panther fans, y'all may not like to hear me say that, but this is the way I feel. I feel like, you got to stay consistent. If you felt that strongly about what that Green Bay Packer fan did inside your stadium, you should show a little bit more humility when you go to other people's stadium. That's all I'm saying, right? And that's my show for the night, y'all. Y'all guys have been amazing, like y'all always amazing. You know what I mean? One other thing. I don't know if y'all knew this, but I know most Panther fans did. So, I saw a little clip of the post-game meeting in the locker room, whatever, and, they were celebrating and all this kind of stuff. And Ron was all like, so I see you guys all tomorrow or whatever. And they looked at him all crazy, and they was like, I'm just kidding. So, they gave him the day off, right, because they won the game, right? And then the Panthers they show up for practice anyway, showing their dedication and solidarity. Like I'm telling you, this team is amazing. And everybody it's so full of these personalities. Like love seeing Josh Norman's loyalty, and I hope we can keep him on the team, because to see him leave after what he done showed us, it would break my heart. It really would. But you know what? They are performing at a super high level. They're finding ways to get it done. They're still at the top of their game right now. They're at the top of the NFL right now. They're still doing it. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been a fan of this team for a very long time, right? And I ain't felt this way. I haven't felt this way since about 12, 13 years, man. Seeing the boys come up and do what they've been doing. It is truly remarkable, right? To see what they are accomplishing at this particular moment. Man, I'm telling you, if you're not a Panther fan, man, you really don't know what's going on. It's amazing, and it's a good time to be a Panther fan right now. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys have been amazing, like you always are, and I definitely appreciate everybody who come out. Listen, y'all gave the video a bunch of likes last week. I want to see that number keep on going up. I gave y'all a promise. I said I was going to bring y'all the Black and Blue podcast for the remainder of the season, and I'm going to do that because you know what? Y'all show me loyalty, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I appreciate everybody for joining me, man, and good luck to everybody watching the games on Sunday. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at TeamBoydTV. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. It's the Black and Blue podcast. I'm out of here. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
The Black and Blue Podcast.